Hello everybody, my name is Casper, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. If you're new, hello, my name is Casper. I am a 21-year-old trans guy and I somewhat occasionally make videos on here. Today I thought I'd talk to you guys about like how I changed my name legally, because I have changed my name. Legally, obviously. I can only talk from the UK perspective, so that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, let's get. So the first thing you'll need to do is you will need to get a deed poll. Now I'm just going to cover up the bottom because that has signatures and stuff. It looks like this. They're very simple. They're very easy. They are free to get. I will link below the one that I used. Lots of people think you have to pay for them. You don't need to pay for them. Each company that provides you with one is independent, so it's up to them whether they charge you. Some do, some don't. Mine was recommended to me by my gender identity clinic, so I know that it's legit. And that's very simple. Print it off. Bob's your uncle. Next thing, passport. Passport, this took about a month to come through. It was about £75–80. Half of it's online, half it's in person. Sorry, no, not in person, in post. So you apply for a passport like you would if your passport had expired, and then you need to send through your deed poll. You need to send through proof of your ID, so I sent through my old passport and also a letter from preferably a gender specialist, but any kind of medical professional that say that yes, you've changed your name and your gender, and yes, this is likely to be this is likely to be permanent. So I'd highly recommend going through the process of getting a gender misalignment diagnosis first, or at least being referred to a gender identity clinic. So that's what I sent through, and that takes about a month. And then I got my driving license next. I'm obviously not going to show you my driving license. And again, this took about 2 or 3 weeks to come through. This is all through the post, so you go on their website, you go on the DVLA website. I will link below all of these websites, don't worry. And you apply for what is called a D4 form. And you need to fill that in. You need to print out a new photo if you want a new photo. You need to pay £17 if you want a new photo. And you send through your deed poll, you send through that medical letter, and proof that you have been living as your name. So you've legally changed your name and you've been living as that. So I'd previously changed my name with my bank, which you'll need to contact your bank for to see what their procedure is. For mine, I just went into my branch, and I just printed off my bank statement, and I sent that off, and that took about 2 or 3 weeks to come. So I was without ID because you do need to send in proof of who you are. So I sent through my old driving license. So I was without ID for a period of time, but that wasn't a problem. I didn't really need it, so yes. What's next? Sorry, I'd recommend keeping all your documents in a folder. What's next is your VC5 form, I think it's called. So basically that red booklet that shows you who owns your car. Let's see if I can find it. This thing. That you just fill in section number 3. You send the whole thing off. Do not just send off section 3, send off the whole thing. And then within like a week or 2, they should send you back another one. Completely free. You also need to send your deed poll through as well. So when it comes to printing off your deed poll, I would recommend printing off at least 4 copies, because anything that you change legally, or you need to do with like your bank, uni, your employer, anything, you need a hard copy of your deed poll. So I would recommend printing off quite a few copies, and it's also good to just have some in, on you just in case. So yeah. So yeah, I'd recommend doing that. And then once you get all your main documents through, I'd recommend scanning them in and having just like a scanned copy on your computer or on your phone. So therefore, in case you just happen to need it for anything, you can easily send it through. So yes. The next important thing to do is to let the government know that you changed your name. So that's your national insurance. So basically log into your national insurance and then request a name change, and then they should be able to change it for you. You need to also let the electoral roll know that you've changed your name as well, and the NHS system. So again, I would contact your practice, see what their procedure is. Mine was I needed to show them my deed-poll, a physical copy of my deed-poll, and my driving license. I wasn't currently in the area, so I just sent through a scanned copy, and they took that and they changed it. A little bit more complicated about changing my gender. I don't know why, but I need to catch them up on that, to just check that it's been changed, because last time they were in a process of changing it. And, yeah. Some things that I wouldn't recommend getting, or I don't think are as much of an emergency, is a gender recognition certificate, or a GRC. This is the thing that changes your name on your birth certificate and changes your gender on your birth certificate. To get a passport and to change your gender marker on your passport and your driving license, you don't need a GRC. All you need is a letter from your doctor. So I am male on both of those documents. I've also changed my pronouns, so not my pronouns, my title to MX, so you can do that on these as well. Gender recognition certificate is a little bit more complicated because you need to have documentation to prove that you've been living as your chosen gender and your chosen name for at least 2 years, and I don't have that because I've only been living as Casper for just over a year, although I've been living as male for 4 or 5 years. That wasn't a legal change for me. I was still under as my birth name. I was still under as female. You also need someone who can witness oaths, witness the signing of oaths. I don't really know. That's their phrasing of it. So a solicitor or a lawyer or someone along those lines that works in the court of law, you need to have someone like that to sign it. Because I don't know anyone who is under that profession, I need to contact my local justice court and get them to sign it, which is just an unnecessary pain in the arse. And considering the fact that I don't need my birth certificate right now, the only thing I'd need it for is if I chose to get married, because legally I would be a wife at this point. So that's the only reason why I think I'd need it, is any legal thing like marriage or civil partnership or anything like that. So unless you need it, I wouldn't recommend it, just because it's more stress than it's worth. Because never in my life have I had to use my birth certificate for any form of ID. So yeah, and again, contacting your employer, I would just send them through a copy of your deed-poll. I did that with mine. I also did that with my uni, and they changed it on the system for both of them, and it's pretty simple. Anything else that you're with, so your utility bills, let your landlord know if you're renting, your phone contract, anything along those lines. Changing your name on your rail card with National Rail, you have to email them a copy of your deed-poll and a photo, and then they send you back a number that you have to phone. It's all very complicated. It costs like 10 quid. So that's something you can do as well. That's something I did. And yeah, I think that's everything. Anything else, do let me know. That's all that I've changed at the moment. And it's just a process of getting the legal stuff first and the stuff that's going to take the longest first, and then slowly, because I haven't changed my name on everything yet. I need to contact like my phone contractor and stuff. So, and I changed my name like 3 months ago. So anyway, yeah, I need to do that, and you need to do that as soon as possible, because otherwise, like I said, you will get done for fraud, and that is not something you want to get done for. Anyway, I need to go and do that, and I will see you in my next video. I hope you guys found that useful. Hopefully I'll see you next week. Over and out.